The last job on this dinghy was to install the Rubrail. To get started, I sanded off all the paint on the gunnels, being careful not to sand through the fiberglass, but I wanted most of the paint off to ensure good adhesion. Next, I laid out the Rubrail strips, 3 of them, on the bench with nails at each end to stretch them out, and then I sanded them with very coarse paper to give them some real tooth for adhesion. I taped off the gunnel on both sides and around the transom where the Rubrail was going to wrap, and that's just to keep glue from getting on the adjacent surfaces. The glue itself was a Hypalon glue, which is basically contact cement, and it's designed for patching inflatable dinghies. I applied 2 coats of that to all the surfaces, including the Rubrail, and then I installed the Rubrail carefully on the gunnels. It really wasn't that bad. The book made it sound like it was going to be very difficult, and I found it wasn't that bad at all. Of course, you had to be careful, but with careful planning and some layout, I didn't find that it was that bad to install it. You only get one chance when sticking the rail on because it's contact adhesive. So once it's stuck, it's there. So you have to make sure that you line it up and that you don't get it in the adjacent adhesive before you're ready. But I really found it wasn't too bad to install. And in the end, it looked pretty good. So the last step on the PT-11 was this Rubrail, which I didn't film at all when I installed it. But here's the finished product. This is the Rubrail kit that they sell. And it's glued in place with Hypalon glue, like you might use to repair your dinghy. And honestly, it wasn't that bad to install. The book certainly prepared you for the worst, but I didn't find it was that bad. I just followed the directions and everything seemed to go pretty well. Sorry I don't have better access to this. I'm not going to unnest the boat at the moment. But it's 1 inch wide, covers the whole edge of the gunnel. It's hollow inside, so it's nice and cushy. And it came in 3 pieces, 1 each for the stern and 1 full piece for the bow that wraps around the stem, as you see here. And it was really just a matter of sanding off the paint on the gunnel, which in the future, if I was doing this again, I would just not paint that. And then preparing the Rubrail by sanding it and 2 coats of the glue. It's basically a contact cement. And I didn't find it that bad to work with. So that's the Rubrail, and that was the final step. And when that was done, I could nest this dinghy, and that's the other thing I haven't shown you. So here's the whole nested dinghy. Works great. You can see how the bow fits in this notch that's in the inwale that we've been looking at for months and never really understood. Little leather patch in there. The seat fits right inside the, right under the cleat, and between that and the little pad eye on the deck. So that holds it out of the way and you can nest right next to it. Very cool. And then at the aft end here, or well, whichever end it is, the middle, the forward half of the boat sits right on that leather patch that I installed on each side. And that holds it just barely off the inside of the boat. And the bow sits, we can't see it, but the bow sits on that final patch that's right on the center line, just forward of the transom. And it is slick. It nests very well. It's a little challenging to do alone, which I did. It's meant to be connected when it's in the water. But anyway, there's the nested boat. Let's try to give you some good views of it here. And this is complete.